Hey everyone, Vertiv Holdings, ticker symbol VRT, is one of the hottest artificial intelligence stocks in the market today. A lot of my viewers have been asking for a video analyzing Vertiv stock and answering if it's a buy, hold, or a sell. So I'll answer that question in this video, looking at the company's latest results, comparing it against the forward 5-year prospects, weighing it against the previous year's operating profitability, and looking at the valuation to determine if Vertiv Holdings is one of the better AI stocks to buy today. So let's get right into it.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So I mentioned that Vertiv Holdings is one of the hottest stocks in the market. And you can see the stock price explosion here in the recent year and a half or so, from around $15 per share in 2023 all the way up to $106 per share as of this recording. A phenomenal increase in Vertiv as investors anticipate the company will benefit from the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence and the rising installations and advancements and upgrades of data centers worldwide. Now, in the first quarter of 2024, Veritiv said organic orders were up 60% compared to the first quarter of 2023, a 60% increase, and that reached a record backlog of 6.3 billion at the end of the first quarter of 2023. So even though first quarter revenue only increased by 8%, the company is getting orders and the backlog is surging. So you can anticipate that going forward, the revenue growth rate will accelerate for Vertiv. Now, in the first quarter, operating profit of 203 million is a solid profitability compared to 1.6 billion in revenue. So if you divide the 200 million by the 1.6 billion, you'll get an operating profit margin of over 10%. Solid, not great in terms of operating profitability. Now, these results and the order backlog had Veritiv management confident enough to raise their 2024 guidance. They now expect revenue sales growth of 12% at the midpoint and operating profit of 1.2 billion. Now, that's a 28% increase at the midpoint compared to the full year in 2023. And you'll notice that revenue growth of 12% is higher than the 8% of revenue growth in the first quarter. So revenue growth is going to accelerate for Vertiv as the year moves along. Q2, Q3, Q4, revenue growth is going to accelerate. Now looking ahead over the next 5 years, the analysts on Wall Street that are following Vertiv stock, they expect this company to increase its earnings per share by 28% per year over the next 5 years, which is a solid earnings per share growth rate to be sure. If you compare it with the average stock in the S&P 500 or the S&P 500 overall, that's expected to increase earnings per share by 11.5%. So Veritiv is going to grow its profits by nearly 3 times the rate of the broader market overall as it benefits from rising spending on artificial intelligence. Now, the company management also said that Veritiv's momentum continued in 2024, which was led by strength in orders, which grew 60%, and that was exceeding their expectations, reflecting the pipeline velocity and the acceleration of AI-driven demand. We are seeing order patterns with longer lead times based on customer build schedules for 2025 and beyond, suggesting that artificial intelligence is only just now starting to scale. AI is quickly becoming a pervasive theme across our end markets. Advances in GPU development and other AI developing technologies are necessitating changes and upgrades to the critical digital infrastructure. With our global capacity, the most complete portfolio of critical infrastructure solutions, their vast global network, and alignment with technology partners, Veritiv is uniquely positioned and ready to bring scale and support development of the entire AI ecosystem. In other words, Veritiv is in an excellent position to benefit from the upgrades of these digital infrastructure solutions that enterprises worldwide are spending billions of dollars to increase or to enhance, and Veritiv is in the key position to benefit from that trend. You already saw a 60% increase in their orders, and management expects that to continue into 2025 and beyond. And that's largely in line with what most expect from the artificial intelligence industry, that it's surging in 2024. That surge will continue in 2025, and then it'll continue growing even beyond that, even though the rates of growth might slow down after 2025, after these initial surges in spending. But it's still likely to grow over the next several years, probably out to 2030 and beyond. It's just in the very beginning stages in the development of artificial intelligence. Large language models are just the first of many breakthroughs potential for artificial intelligence. Now, looking back over several years, Veritiv's operating profit margin has increased to 13.99%, up from roughly 8% in 2021. Now, this operating profit margin is rising and looks to continue rising as the company expands and revenue growth accelerates, reaching economies in scale, generating better profitability. Still, an operating profit margin of roughly double digits here is good, not great, okay? So I say that because the stock price has absolutely soared, as I highlighted earlier. It's already up significantly in 2024 and since 2023. The stock is trading at a forward price to earnings of 34, 94, or 35, in other words, and comparing that with its growth rate of 28% over the next 5 years, you're getting a relatively fair value for this investment. You're not getting a great deal at this point because much of those growth expectations that are coming for Veritiv have already been priced into the stock, and that's why you have the stock price trading at such an expensive valuation already, is because of those excellent prospects have been incorporated into the stock price. Still, I think there is some room for investors to benefit. So if you were to ask me, is Veritiv stock a buy, hold, or a sell? I would say it's on the borderline. It's on the borderline between a hold and a buy. And I would say it's up there because of the expensive valuation, but you're also getting excellent growth prospects with Veritiv. So you're getting great growth prospects, but that's been incorporated into the price. But the company is delivering better than expected results and orders are coming in quickly. So I would put this one on the borderline, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one fluctuates wildly. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a volatile stock over the next few months as the information coming in kind of reaches equilibrium, right? 60% increase in orders versus just 9% increase in revenue. That's a big gap, right? And I expect that gap will narrow over the next few quarters. And as that gap narrows, the valuation of the stock will fluctuate. If it's better than expected, if revenue growth catches up to the orders growth and orders growth maintains that strong level, the stock price has room to run higher. So for those reasons, I place this on the borderline, and I'm making this recommendation on May 27th. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.